Come on now. I want you to show me, baby, what you've been hiding there under that dress. I want you to show me, baby, now, what you hiding there under that dress.
Welcome back, everybody. Thanks for joining me today. I've got a real amazing treat for you, in my opinion, anyway. A super cool gun we're going to be talking about, which I'm sure you know from the title, is the Smith and Wesson 686 357 Magnum. Now, this is the 686-6, and this is the Deluxe model, so to speak. Which has a 7-round cylinder. So you got 7 357 Magnums if you want them in this thing, and I have the 7-inch barrel. I think it's 7, might be 7.5. I think it's 7-inch. But I've had this thing for a little while. I've had a chance to shoot it several times, and let me just tell you, it is probably my favorite handgun that I own. It is an amazing shooter. It's got the right feel and the right weight, and it's just a heck of a thing to take out to the range. The trigger is really, really good on it. It's smooth in double action and single action. It's one of the straightest shooting guns that I own that I think I've ever handled. Straightest shooting handguns, easiest to put just dead on target. I'm gonna throw some pics up here that I took at the range the other day. I was shooting at 25 yards at a target. The overall target is about this big. It's probably a little under a foot and about 6-7 inches wide. But the bullseye on that thing is probably less than 2 by 2. And I was able to put a really small group in there pretty easily, just freehanding this gun. Now, I was taking some rested shots sometimes, but the pics I'm going to show you are from me just literally putting that thing right on target, free-handed, and man, I was just amazed. I've shot some 357s out of this gun. I've shot a lot of 38s, some hand loads, some 38s of various different manufacturers. You can see my stash of ammo boxes up here. But I was shooting a lot of these Federal HSTs, the Hydra Shock, I think it is, 357s. And normally, through most smaller handguns, that round will beat you to death. But with this thing, it's so heavy. And it just works so well with the long barrel that it's really pretty pleasant to shoot those 357s. A 357 Magnum is a pretty snappy round. They're usually not a lot of fun to shoot in my experience, but with this particular gun, the 686 Deluxe with the 7-inch barrel, man, just really a pleasure to shoot. You could shoot 357s all day. Now, I don't do that. I've probably only run maybe a box of 25 through there. Yeah, I think I ran a whole box of 25 through it. But I've shot, at this point, several hundred 38s through it. I shot some Federal 38s, I shot some Norma 38s, and I shot a bunch of hand loads through it. And man, it is just a sweet, sweet, sweet shooter. It's got a cool grip. You got the little 357 Magnum, or 357 down at the bottom of the wooden grip, the Smith and Wesson logo on there. The stainless steel, you got your Smith and Wesson 357 Magnum here on the barrel. It's got a nice matte finish on the top of the barrel, so if you're shooting outside, you're not going to get any kind of reflection off of that. You've got the red dot, so to speak, the red tab on the sight, which I like a lot. It's really cool. You've got the adjustable rear sight, and I didn't have to touch this sight at all, and it's dead on target. The operation of this thing is so smooth. The cylinder feels so good. Going back into the gun, coming out of the gun, the spin on it, everything is just really high quality, really perfect fit and finish. If any of you guys have watched my other videos, you know that I'm a big Smith and Wesson fan. I'm a big revolver fan. And like I said earlier, this is quickly becoming my favorite handgun to shoot, period. I've got a couple other Smith and Wessons. I've got a Model 19 Classic. I've got the snub nose, I always forget the number. It's not a 642, it's the one with the hammer. And I really love those guns as well. Smith and Wesson makes a good gun, no doubt about it. But this is just a treat to shoot. Highly recommended. I looked around for a long time before I was able to find this gun. It's a little bit, if you watch my Taurus 44 Magnum video, you know that I saw one for sale, and by the time I tried to buy it, it was gone, and I had the same thing happen again, and so I got kind of determined to go out and get one. A similar thing happened with this gun, where I saw one that was available and it was a really good price, and before I could get any money put into the account that I use for online shopping, it was gone. And so I looked around with this one, it took me a few weeks, probably 3 or 4 weeks to find one at the right price. You know, people are price gouging nowadays, and I could have picked one up for, I don't know, $1,100 or something like that, which I thought was ridiculous. But I ended up getting this one from a shop I'm pretty sure it was close to Seattle. I know it was in Washington State, and you know, they shipped it out here to Georgia to my local FFL that I use all the time, Mountain Man Armory. If you guys know them, check them out. They've got a good deal on FFL transfers for sure. The Hungry Handgunner, if you watch his channel, he works there. So say hey to Nick for me. But man, so worth the money. I think I paid a little under $850 for it. I think it was $830 something. And I didn't get charged tax because it was coming from Washington. I thought Washington charged tax. I was not aware of the fact that they didn't charge sale tax, but I didn't have to pay it. I don't know. Don't tell the feds on me if that's not a thing. But so I ended up getting the gun in my hand for under $850. Well worth the money. Well worth the money. Now, also for you folks that have watched a few of my videos, you know that I do a good bit of handgun hunting. I took my 44 Magnum out deer hunting several times this year, and admittedly did not actually get a deer with that gun this year. I got a bunch of deer, but I ended up getting them all with my crossbow. Just because here in the North Georgia area, we've got some weird regulations as far as when you can hunt with a firearm, when you can hunt with a crossbow, where you can do that. It's really confusing. You have to follow this chart online pretty close. And so I took it hunting several times, took the 44 Magnum out hunting several times, and it just happened that we didn't really see anything worth taking. We saw some does or something, or some small bucks, but nothing worth taking. So hopefully this year, 2022, I will get a deer with this gun. I can guarantee you that. I will go every day until I get one with this gun. I've got a new spot I'm going to try out in Alabama as well. But I think this is a better choice than the Taurus 44 Magnum for whitetail deer hunting, because it is so ultimately accurate, and you can really crack off a high-powered 357 round with this thing and just put it dead on a quarter at 25 yards. It's not hard to do. I was surprised. I'm not the greatest shooter of all time. I really am more of kind of like an action practical shooter than I am like a dead-on bullseye shooter. But for hunting, of course, we generally use a stand to make it even more accurate, because the last thing you want to do is wound an animal, or, you know, and not get it home with you. You want to put a shot on it that's going to do the job immediately for the animal's sake and for your sake. But like I said, I will take this gun deer hunting this year, and I expect it to be just much better than that Taurus 44 Magnum. Now I do have an update on the Taurus 44 Magnum coming. I put the Galloway spring kit in it, which vastly improved some things, but I've got some other updates to talk about, so keep that in mind. Look for that video. And if you've been following me at all and you made it this far in this video, I've got the update to my Taurus 856 and 605 video coming up. I will be making that one just as soon as I get those guys out to shoot them. I had some problems with those guns, watched the video on it. It was really surprising, but I got those back from Taurus. I'm not gonna reveal how that all went yet, so stay tuned for that. But let's go shoot this thing, put some more rounds through it. I probably cut some of the video already in from me shooting this and some of the target picks, but I'm gonna go shoot it again. And yeah, Smith and Wesson 686 357 Magnum Deluxe, 7 rounds of 357 amazingness, awesomeness, whatever kind of weird compound word you want to use there. So thanks for tuning in, everybody. We'll see you next time. Hope y'all have a good one, and we'll see you at the range.
Well, I think you can tell by now, little girl, what the man